Well, in just 3 days, voters in Minnesota and Wisconsin will be heading to the polls for the primary election. And candidates in some of the biggest races are now making their final pitches. That includes the closely watched race for Minnesota's U.S. Senate seat. Democratic and also Republican candidates spending the weekend trying to win over the undecided voters. Jess Cart joining us with a look at that final push. This is really go time.
Yeah, Morgan, it really is. With only just a couple of days left, the candidates for the U.S. Senate seat. This is a really highly watched race, as you mentioned. On the DFL side, you have Congresswoman Angie Craig and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan. The one thing they do have in common, though, is that they both say their main focus is to represent the everyday Minnesotan. In the final days before the primary, the push for votes has intensified.
I think we put this Senate seat at risk if the Lieutenant Governor is our candidate in November.
Congresswoman Angie Craig is vying to be the DFL candidate for the U.S. Senate seat.
I'm certainly making the contrast that I'm the experienced person in Washington who has a track record already of taking on Donald Trump and getting bills passed that make a difference in Minnesotans' lives.
I'm betting on us.
Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan says she's the one who should represent the party in November.
I've got a long track record of working on behalf of Minnesota's children and families, leading the charge to increase the minimum wage and index it to inflation in this state, paid family and medical leave, and I'm fighting for the policies that I think Minnesotans really care about.
Fraud has been the center of conversation for months. Craig says the massive fraud that occurred under the Walz Flanagan administration will hurt Democrats' chances of winning the seat if Flanagan is on the ballot.
We've also seen is that fraud is the most salient message when it is used against Lieutenant Governor Flanagan.
I think Republicans are running against every Democrat on this issue of fraud because, frankly, they don't have anything else.
The polls open up at 7 Tuesday morning. We will be covering all the big races here on KARE 11, and we'll bring you the results as soon as they come in.
All right, thanks, Jess.